This is about defending democracy. This is no longer Democrats versus Republicans. What do you want your kids to believe in? There must be give and take.
This is White Flag with Joe Walsh.
Hey, Joe Walsh, former Congressman Joe Walsh, White Flag with Joe Walsh. Hope you all are having a good weekend. I'm recording this on the weekend. You will get it, hear it, listen to it on a Monday. I hope you've all had a good weekend, and I wish you nothing but the best kind of a week coming up. Thank you for listening to White Flag with Joe Walsh. This podcast means a lot to me. I'm trying to do something that we don't do enough of in this country. We hardly do any of it in this country, in the political world, and that's sit down with people who don't think like us, listen to people who don't think like us, try to understand why people don't think like us, try to understand why people think the way they do, and maybe, just maybe, try to search for and find some common ground. I try to do it every week. I have a really interesting conversation coming up this week. Should we allow teachers in schools to be armed? I say yes. I've always felt strongly about this issue. Had a conversation with a young woman who completely disagrees with me. That conversation will come out Wednesday on White Flag with Joe Walsh. An interesting, respectful conversation on a very important issue upon which we disagree. I just got one thing to say today. One thing I need to get off my chest, one thing that's been bugging me. I hear from so many people on the right. Remember, I am of the right, used to be a charter member of the right, used to be loved and embraced and accepted by the right. Now I'm a traitor to the right. And I constantly hear, I always hear from my former friends and supporters and followers and political mates on the right that Trump broke me. Trump broke me. I've got TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. And by the way, to that one, yes, I do have Trump derangement syndrome, no doubt about that. Donald Trump is an existential threat to my country, to my democracy, to our democracy. And so, yeah, I think about Trump every day. I want to take Trump down, take Trump out every day. I want to do everything I can do every minute of every day these next 15 months to make sure that Donald Trump doesn't end up back in the White House. If that means I'm obsessed with Donald Trump, then I'm obsessed with Donald Trump. If that means I've got Trump derangement syndrome, then yes, I have Trump derangement syndrome. He's an existential threat to our democracy. And so I think about him all the time. And I'm going to do everything I can to make sure he doesn't end up ever again back in the White House. But a lot of people say to me on the right that Trump broke me. Oh, Joe, Trump broke you. You used to be so good. You used to be so conservative. You used to be one of us, Joe. And then Trump came along and you've changed. He broke you. It's like, what do people mean by that? That I guess my obsession with Trump has broken me as a man, has broken me as a person, as a political figure. It's broken me. I get that all the time. And by the way, when I say all the time, and I get it from people on the right, because I used to be on the right, I still am of the right, but people on the right, the MAGA right, the Trump right, today's Republican Party, of which I am no longer a part, to them, I'm a traitor. And I get why it's more personal to them. I was a member of their family, and I left that family. It's personal, really personal to people on the right. And people on the right go after me personally. I get it. I understand it, because in their eyes, I'm a family member who went bad. I am a traitor. But I got to be honest, because I can only be honest. I don't understand this notion that Trump broke me. I don't understand that criticism that I get from the right all the time. To me, it's pretty simple. I am a libertarian-leaning constitutional conservative. That's what I am politically. And by the way, that's why I oppose Donald Trump. But philosophically, right, if you want to label me, I'm a libertarian-leaning, limited government advocating, Constitution-believing conservative. Here's the funny thing. I was that when I went to Congress 10 years ago. I was that 7 or 8 years ago before Donald Trump ran for president. I was that when I voted for Trump in 2016. I was still that libertarian-leaning constitutional conservative when I publicly came out and opposed Trump 5 to 6 years ago. I was still that very same thing politically when I hopelessly ran against Donald Trump in the 2020 primary. My point is, I haven't changed. Pre-Trump, during Trump, and now post-Trump, I am still the same. Politically, philosophically, I am still the same. I have not changed. So how the hell did Trump break me? I don't understand this. I haven't changed. Yes, I've become more proudly woke. Yes, I oppose Trump and Trumpism. But what I am politically, my core beliefs, my core philosophy, they haven't changed. It hasn't changed. So how am I broke? How did Trump break me? It seems to me that if Trump broke anybody, he broke all of these people who in fact did change because of Trump. He broke them. All of my former Republican colleagues in Congress who hated Trump, who considered themselves to be like me, constitutional conservatives, but they changed with Trump. They abandoned all their beliefs. Jim Jordan, I'm looking at you. Hey, Jim Jordan, I'm looking at you. They abandoned everything they believed in to support Trump. They changed. They changed their beliefs because of Trump. Aren't they the ones that Trump broke? They changed. I didn't. I say the same thing about Trump privately that I say about Trump publicly. How did he break me? Damn near all of my former Republican colleagues and most of my former colleagues in right-wing media, they don't say the same thing privately and publicly about Trump. Privately, they want Trump gone. Privately, they can't stand Trump. Privately, they know Trump's bad for the party, and most of them believe Trump's bad for the country. But they don't say any of that publicly. They say it all privately, many of them to me over the years, but they don't say any of that publicly. They say something very different publicly. They praise Trump. They cheer Trump publicly. Aren't they the ones who are broke? Didn't Trump break them? I mean, to say something privately about Trump and then to say something very different publicly about Trump, looking at you, Tucker Carlson, didn't Trump break Tucker Carlson? I mean, Tucker Carlson lies every single day because of Trump. Isn't that a broken person? You get my point. It bugs me. It bugs me that someone like me, who generally has not changed politically, who's seen his party change, who has seen all of his former colleagues, both in Congress and in right-wing media, change, So I no longer fit in. I'm no longer part of that party. I could no longer be in the right-wing media world, but I didn't change what I believe in. I still have the same beliefs. I didn't leave the Republican Party because I changed. The party changed. How can anyone say that me, and I'm not the only one who gets this criticism, most of us never Trumpers get this same criticism, that Trump broke us? How is that possible? If we did not fundamentally change who we are during this entire Trump era. No. Trump broke the people who changed. Trump broke the people who sold out. I mean, Trump broke the people who sold their souls. All of my former conservative talk radio colleagues who can't stand Trump but go on the radio every day singing his praises. They sold their souls. Didn't Trump break them? I mean, come on, you sell your soul. Aren't you a broken person? Trump broke them. Not those of us who forget about what we say about Trump, forget about our obsession with Trump. I am proudly obsessed with Trump because I'm obsessed with our democracy. I'm obsessed with doing everything I can do to save and defend our democracy. I'm obsessed, right, with Trump, but he didn't break me because he didn't change me. He changed the vast majority of Republicans and the vast majority of right-wing media talkers. I've said this before, and I'll close. The most important aspect of this Trump era is that he, Trump, has revealed all of us for who we really are. Who's principled, who's conservative, who's a grifter, who will take their soul and sell it in a heartbeat. Trump's revealed all of us for who we are. And those of us who did our best to stay who we are, to stay consistent, Trump didn't break us. You people who sold your soul, Trump broke you. Thank you for listening. Have a great week. By the way, quick plug, Sweet Pea non-dairy ice cream. It is the very best tasting non-dairy ice cream in the universe. Try it. Giant, if you're in the DC, Philly, Maryland, Baltimore area, go to Giant Food, get yourself Sweet Pea non-dairy ice cream. It's made with chickpeas. I talk about it a lot because I believe in it a lot because I love ice cream and it's non-dairy and it just feels healthier to me and I don't get all bloated. And by the way, if you're vegan or lactose intolerant, non-dairy Sweet Pea is perfect for you. God bless. Have a good week. Be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, share, and follow White Flag with Joe Walsh on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere great podcasts are found. And be sure to leave a 5-star review. This has been White Flag with Joe Walsh.